Happy Labor Day, brothers and sisters. I'm Willie Brown, president of Local 234.
Brian Pollitt, Executive Vice President, Local 234.
We're here to talk about a few things that that affect us right now. Some questions that the members have that we'd like to answer. One is we have a section election coming up, supposedly very soon. According to the bylaws, you have the nominations in the months of September or October. You have the election in November, installation in December. Well, as this, coronavirus is going around, right now, to be honest with you, I'm afraid to do it right now. So we're in contact with International, trying to find a safe way to do it. And as soon as we come up with a safe way to do it, everybody's going to be notified. We send something to your homes. We're going to post it as we normally do. Nobody's going to be caught off guard, but we want to make sure there's a safe way to do it so that we don't have an outbreak. If you need an example of that, look at Temple University. That's no shade to Temple. When they went in, they started school when people were against it, and now they had an outbreak. And I want to be totally honest with you with this. I'm afraid of this virus. People think that this thing is over. It's not over. And I'm one of the first ones to get hit with that. Back in February 3rd, I was in the doctor's office with this. And I'll tell you this, I don't want you to be in the same predicament that I'm in right now. I'm completely healed, but guess what? My lung capacity is probably 40% of what it was before the virus, and I'm getting treated for that. So I take this very seriously. I'm not going to put you in harm's way and put your family members in harm's way. Now, this is one of the few things we're doing. People are going to complain because they have their own opinion of why we should do it, but we're not going to do this because we're not going to put you in harm's way. Now, I don't want people to take this and think we're trying to interfere with any elections. Like I said, it's going to be a fair election for everybody. All I ask you to do, once we do have the elections, I ask you to vote for people who are serious about this job. We have a lot of fights coming up, and too often in the past, we've had, my pet peeve has always been, if you have an individual say, want to be a manager, and they put in for a manager, they get turned down by management, then now they want to run for a union office. Well, you have to look at that person's motive. They want to run for union office. Why? Because they want to get in good with the bosses, get to know people, so they can advance their careers. Now, if a person is defending you in the office, the person they're defending you against is the same person who interviewed them for the possible company position later on. How hard are they going to fight for you? So I take this very seriously. That's my personal opinion. When you go vote, whenever this comes up, please start checking people out, educating yourself on people that you know is going to run, people want to run. And when you make the decision, make the decision based on people wanting to do this job. You can't serve two masters. Either you're going to be union or you're going to be company. So that's all we ask you to do. We let you know when it's going to take place, but we're asking you, please, brothers and sisters, take this seriously. We have some serious fights coming up. And this brings us to our next point we want to bring up, is that we're supposed to get a 3.5% increase in December, right? Now, if you travel around the country right now, what's going on is a lot of these companies who they're obligated to pay these contractual raises, they're taking the unions to court trying not to pay the wages. Now, think about this for a minute. SEPTA has two sources of income. You have operating budget, you have capital budget. Our funds, our salaries come out of operating budget. SEPTA is saying now that the revenue is down 80%. That's our wages, our benefits, the whole 9 yards. If revenue is down 80%, how do they pay us? Now, normally we could say, well, SEPTA's lying, but I'm asking you a question out there. How many of you think rush hour now, if we have a rush hour or load line, is the way it was before this pandemic? You see that we really don't have the people. So we have to prepare ourselves for a fight, because trust me, I'll tell you, SEPTA, they're coming. When SEPTA sit back and they see around the country and see people doing certain things, they take the most aggressive stance and they come at us with that. So they don't come at us, they don't fight us over that. So just be prepared. And my job as the president and Brian, executive vice, to get you prepared to fight. We're not going to walk up there and they jump on us. We have to get prepared for this fight. So,
All right, an example, brothers and sisters, of what Willie was just talking about. Leslie Richards, the general manager, she went up to Harrisburg before a panel of politicians that are on a transportation board, and basically made a plea for funding, and basically told them that without that funding, there's going to be mass service cuts and possible layoffs to this region and its employees. So make no mistake, they're coming.
And we have joined SEPTA in the years past to fight for dedicated funding, but we've been family for years, the membership and myself, and you know how I get down. And one of the things I don't like about SEPTA asking for the money, and it's almost suicidal. I'm going to fight with them to get the money, but I have a stipulation I'm asking for. My stipulation is that they put a stipulation on this money that some of the money has to be spent to upgrade the life standard of the members during this virus. I said before, it irks my soul that SEPTA come around and offer you a lunch meat sandwich and a slice of pizza, and they tell you they love you. If one of our members becomes sick or ill with the virus, they want to call them on the phone. But by the same token, they treat us like second-class citizens. When you consider that you have still people at 1234 still being home, being protected, still getting paid, but yet when they come to our people, for example, Leslie, she goes, I have no disrespect or no shade on Leslie, but if she's the top and if she can't control her managers who in return are treating us bad, then she has to be part of the problem. When you tell me that they have child care issues, and you say that for an emergency child care, you have to give them 2 weeks notice. Now, how much sense does that make? If you have an issue where if you have a babysitter calls you today and say, well, look, I can't come in tomorrow because I have a fever, and you call SEPTA and say, look, child care issue, I need emergency child care. They say, no, you have to give me 2 weeks notice. Now, how much sense does that make? Now, you have people trying to come to work, but what SEPTA is doing is making it more difficult for people that's coming to work. So we need something to say, okay, you must address your people more, professionally and more caring. If you talk about something as simple as being exposed to the virus, SEPTA is now taking a position, as is other transportation companies around the country, they're taking a position that if you've already been quarantined once, and then you have to be quarantined again, the second time, they're not going to pay you. They're going to make you go in the sick book. Now, that's encouraging people to say, you know what? I'm not going to lose money by going to the sick book. I'm going to wait and see if I'm sick first. So that time when they're waiting for ailments to come down, waiting for themselves to become sick, it's a possibility they could be spreading the virus among the membership. Actually, if you don't tell me you care about me, show me you care about me. So, with this being said, this is how we have to fight them. SEPTA don't give a damn about us. Now, we told the staff, here, 234, that we have to change the way we do business. The rest of the world around us is changing. So we have to change how we do business. And one of the things we're going to do, we're in the process now of hiring another lawyer. So not getting too much into Bruce's business. Bruce has been a mentor to me and a friend. As you know, Bruce came up through the ranks. He was a vice president. He was a painter. He went to law school while he was here. Bruce is up in age now. And that's no disrespect to Bruce. Bruce has the same family problems we all have. Bruce needs help when it comes to the legal aspect. We have to start to become prepared, for this fight that's coming in the future. We go to arbitration. You have 3 lawyers he's up against. You have Stephanie Daiger, who's really running labor relations, a lawyer. You have Feinberg, who does 99% of their cases. And then they hire an outside firm. So the arbitrator say, okay, take a break here, take a time out. And I want to talk to the lawyers. But guess what? Bruce walks into the room by himself. There's already 2 lawyers sitting there waiting for him and a 3rd lawyer on the phone. So we have to be prepared and say, how do we fight fire with fire? We can't take a knife to a gunfight. So we found a way. We're going to tighten belt buckles a little bit. We're going to bring another lawyer on staff to assist Bruce. And by Bruce being up in age, while he's here, he can train his other lawyer to help him out. Now, once you get to negotiations, remember, SEPTA has a whole floor full of lawyers at 1234 Market. A whole floor. Industrial relations has been run by a lawyer, which is Stephanie. Then you have Feinberg, who's an attorney. They don't lead the negotiations. They go out and hire another law firm to come in. And we've been doing well. We did pretty good. But me being a leader, Brian being a leader here, we have to make the strongest position we can have. Our strongest position is to bring in another attorney. So we're going to bring another attorney and have him on staff so that we can move forward and get prepared for the fight. Now, when you look around the country, what's going on with these layoffs, right? Amtrak just announced they're going to lay off about 1,900 people, right? MTA in New York, they're talking about laying off about 7,000 people. That's a brother sister local 100 over there. You have American Airlines, they're talking about laying off up to 40,000 people. You're talking Southwest Airlines, they're talking about laying off up to 35,000 people. This is becoming the reality of life now. So we have to be prepared to fight the fight. We can no longer sit back and fight and do business the old way. So I told the staff, look, like I said before, you have to take a couple more assignments on, a couple more locations. We're going to do that so we save money, so we have money to prepare ourselves by bringing a lawyer up. We're not going to do like we've done in the past. We're not going to come to you and ask you for no dues assessment. We're going to tighten our belt buckles here, and we're going to start putting money aside, so when it comes time to fight, we're going to fight. I have a problem. I don't know how to lose gracefully. That's just my problem in life. I don't know how to lose gracefully. So even though all this is going on, we're not going to lose. We're not going to fail. I mean, my job is to get us prepared, and we're going to be prepared, and we're going to rumble, okay? So I don't want nobody to be offended with things you may hear coming from us or things you may see me do. Feel free that if something is going on and you need to discuss with me why I'm doing something, give me a call. Give me a call at Union Hall. I'll call you back if I'm not here. I will explain to you why I'm doing some of the things I'm doing, why Brian is doing some of the things he's doing. We're not just doing things just to be doing them. We're doing this because the love of this membership, and we have to protect our future. So, again, this is the first time we don't have a Labor Day parade, right? Life has changed. Life has changed for us. So we have to find a way to change with time. The only thing consistent in life is change. And we have to find a way to change with life. We're not going to sit back and let everything just run us over. No, brother, sister, we're going to be fine. But we have to make changes here, and the change starts with me. And again, if you have any problems, you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call. That's what I'm here for. I'll talk to anybody. We're not going to argue. We're not going to get into it. I'll talk to anybody. But once again, brothers and sisters, again, in closing, remember, we will be sending you notices on the election, which everybody's concerned about as far as the section elections. You'll be notified when it's going to be by mail, be either card or a letter to your homes, and it'll be posted as normal. So, in closing, I'd like to say to you, happy Labor Day, God bless, and thanks.